that's why I usually what I do is I spend every alternate days up to 1,000 gems to refresh it to get a new generals. Do this when you only have like at least 50 million of gold. So how to accumulate gold or like get gold by doing Vikings, killing junior bear knights and stuff like that. But I suggest only refreshing generals if you have at least 50 million or above. Okay, Converse. How should I pronounce? Novanas? Okay. So at least you should have 50 Canovanas. Okay. So yeah, it should be level 24 minimum to get a good general over there. But what happens is you will see more generals after 27. But you can try from 24. From 24, I came to know people got lots of generals, which I'm gonna say later on. Like I'm gonna tell the names and stuff about them. Each and every guy you will get from Tavern. So 24 is the minimum. Before 24 or like if your or tavern level is less than 24, do not spend anything. If your tavern level is 24 and above, then you go for refreshing the generals. Then you may some generals may stop. I suggest spending at least 500 gems every 3 days minimum to refresh.
Nice.
There you will get. Pardon?
Oh, nice general.
Yeah,
No,
so
no,
you
that,
will get
no,
good generals from there. And the second one is every day you complete your daily activities. When your daily activities goes to 145 points over here, you will get a key. You will open the general chest. Try to complete all the activities you can and take the help of the alliance members to complete rest and try to get to that point 145 points and get a key to open the general chest because at least you will get one or two fragments every time you open. And every alternate days for like every 48 hours, you can open it even without the key. So these are the two easy things to get generals. The actually refreshing and buying generals is a little bit expensive compared to the general's chest. But these are the only two options we have to get generals. So this is how we get generals. And now I will talk about what are the generals you should get or when you get them and you spend on them. The spending, when I say spending on generals, is nothing but gems for cultivation and gold and the badges to enhance them to give their stars, like the Caesar and cultivation. This is what I meant by whenever I use the word spending on generals. Which generals you should spend on? So just like when you complete your few keep levels like 10 or 11 or 12, you will get Cleopatra. I think so. So when you get Cleopatra, you use her as your rally joining general because she has doubled up items. So let's just stick with generals which will help you to grow faster. There are two generals you will get easily. One is Cleopatra and the other one is Babers. The guy Babers will be like this. Let me show you. So this is the guy Babers. He has 25% double items drop rate from monsters whenever you send him through rallies. Or whenever you join, you can use him as your primary mounted general if you don't have anybody because he is a gold epic general which you can get from the tavern. You can buy him. I think his cost is let me see, 30 million. 30 million gold if you have, you can refresh, and if your tavern level is 24 and above, then you can get him from the tavern by spending like probably 2000 to 5000 gems, something like that. He may show up. So there is one more general, Theodora. If anyone who are paying or when they buy their first packages with a 99 cents package, you will get her. She is also good for growth because she has double drop items. So these are the three generals which will help you to grow faster, because whenever you send them out, you may get double drops from the monsters. That will help you to get more rewards. In turn, you will use them, use rewards to for your growth, just like speed ups or resources, stuff like that. So next we come to PvP generals. There are three different types of generals which we concentrate more. Actually, there are more than three types, but we will only stick with three types. One is mounted, second one is ranged, and third one is ground. So I'm gonna tell best generals first, and then I'm gonna say best generals you can get the from Tavern. For now, let me tell the best generals you can have in Avani for PvP. First is mounted. The best generals you can get are first is Roland. He can You can get him from either packages or relics. When you go for relics, you will get fragments of Roland. When you have 30 fragments, you can have him. Second is Martinus. Martinus you can get either from packages, or you can get him from general chest. Oh, there are only two options. So it's very hard or rare to get him from the general chest. So just less whoever buying packages, you can get him from the packages. If not, then just wait until he shows up in the general chest. Third is Hannibal. You can get him either from packages or from relics. Right now, it's good. So better send your one of your march every day to relics. As of me, right now I'm using two marches for relics just to get the fragments of Hannibal and Roland. That's for PvP best three generals you can get in Evening, and ranged generals you can get best ones are Simeon. You can get only from packages. Second is Electra. You can get from packages or from relic fragments. When you explore the relic, you will get the fragments. And third is Alfred the Great. You can get him from packages only. When it comes to ground, Scipio is the best ground general you can get, and you can get only from packages. Second is Epimonandus. He is also like you can get only from packages. So those are the best generals you can get. So right now I'm gonna talk about the best generals you can get from Tavern when we talk about PvP. So from Tavern, the best general you can get for mounted in Tavern is Washington. So when you go to your tavern and general, portraits, and go to recruit and portraits, America. So Washington, he has 35%, and plus whenever you unlock his specialties, it's gonna add up. So he is the best mounted general you can get from tavern. When I say from tavern, is nothing but buying with gold and refreshing with gems. And mm, anyway, you are getting from relics. I suggest explore relics to get Roland and Hannibal fragments. Those guys are better than Washington. So whenever you see these names which I am telling right now and you get those guys, so in the first I said PvP mounted as Martinez, first is Roland, second is Martinez, and third is Hannibal. So until you get these guys, and when you are 24 and you are using, like, you used and the Washington showed up, you can get him, but do not spend anything on Washington. Just use him as your attacking monster. Don't give him skill books, do not enhance him, do not cultivate him. If you don't have anybody else in the list which I am saying right now, and you got only Washington, then do the daily cultivation. In order to complete one of the activity daily, you have to cultivate a general for 3 times or 5 times, something like that. So if you don't have anybody, first preference is Roland, Martinez, and Hannibal. If you don't have any of these, and second is your growth generals, Cleopatra, Theodora, or Babers. If you have any of those three, use cultivate them. If you don't have any of those three, I for sure, I know you do. Everybody has Cleopatra, so try to cultivate Cleopatra until you get top three, like Roland or Martinez or Hannibal. Everybody listening or sleeping? Nobody is asking any questions. Anybody? Uh, yes. Yeah. Yeah. No. 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 It's waste because eventually every purple general we will sell them for gold. They are not worth it. Even gold generals only top three or top four. Like why I am saying for the only three, because even in that three, I only go for top one or two, but let's just stick with three because most of our members are not paying or it's gonna take time for them. So that's the reason I'm saying every type I'm saying like the general we can get from Tavern by refreshing, like Washington. Even you get Washington, do not spend on him, but use him as your primary monster attacking general or PvP mounted general or stuff like that. So first preference until you get your PvP top generals will be your growth generals. That's what I call, like Cleopatra, Babers, and Theodora. Uh, no. So this is what I'm saying. Any purple general is gonna go. We are not gonna use it in future. Even if they have debuffs, right now, if you are having any general with debuffs which says reduce something, if it is like Sanada, I think Sanada or Beriselius, he has 20. No, I think Sanada Yukimura, he has. Yeah, Sanada Yukimura, he has on monsters. Debuff on monsters, you can use him until you get Babers or primary attacking general for you when you do not have anybody gold general which has a mounted buff. Sanada Yukimura is your best general, or you can you use him until you get the generals which I told you right now, like Babers or Roland or Martinez, Hannibal or Washington. but do not spend anything on him. So yeah, no enhancing, no cultivation. If you have done until now, whatever you have done, just stop it. Yeah, because later on yeah, you will regret it, just like I did it.
Okay, so my question is just to clarify, try not to spend any money on the generals we have right now until we get the generals that are working,
Yes.
the ones that you have clarified. Um, right now I have a killer and I've invested a lot of him, so I shouldn't put any more money into it, right?
Attila, okay. So I'm gonna talk that in a different, we are only talking PvP mounted right now. When it comes,
Yep.
I'm gonna explain, he comes under gathering generals. Attila, Constantine 2 or 1, Constantine 1, Constantine? Yeah, Constantine and, oh, I'll talk later, little bit. So, Constance, sorry. So, Constance. There is another, pardon? Yeah. The best gathering general. Yeah, yeah. So once PvP mounted best generals are Roland, Martinez, Hannibal. You get some packages and relics. If you don't get him, and if you want something, some general to until you get those guys, you can go for Washington, or someone like Li Jing, Lijing. He may show up in your general chest. He is also one of the best general, which he can rank around fourth or fifth, something like that in the ranking, best mounted general ranking. So these are the five generals I'm gonna name again. If you see any of those top three, you can spend anything like cultivation, giving, enhancing them, and stuff like that. The fourth and fifth, use them as the temporary generals until you get any of those top three. First is Roland, second is Martinez, third is Hannibal, fourth is Washington, fifth is Legion. Okay, these are for mounted generals. So when I said mounted generals, these guys are only for PvP. There are mounted generals which you only use to kill monsters. There are two guys or one girl and one guy. Uh, for that, Aethelflaed and Caesar. These are the two generals you can get by buying packages only. They won't show up in general chest packages only. If people who are buying packages or members who are buying packages, you can get them from the packages, $99 package. If you get those two, you can use them for only monster killing. Those are only for pure monster killing, like only generals, Aethelflaed and Caesar. So most of our members are not spending. So let's just stick with those five generals. You can use them for monster killing and also for PvP mounted. When it comes to ranged, I said first is Simeon, second is Electra, and third is Alfred. Electra, you can get it from relics. So if there is fourth person is Minamoto Yoshitsune, you can get him from packages or general chest. Fifth is whom should I say? So fifth guy, usually we can get it from Tavern. He is, I suggest Jumong. Some people may say Lee Shimin, but you have to unlock his specialities in order to get his full power. So Jumong, he has already 30%. I myself use him right now because I don't have any of the top four ranged generals. Where is he? Where is he? Yeah, he is the guy. Jumong. He has a primary buff of 35% increase in range troop attack. So I put him in the fifth place just to that we can get him from the tavern, like without with spending little bit of maybe 30 million of gold and few refreshes. He may show up around 24, 25 tavern level. So that's for ranged. When it comes to ground, ground is a little bit hard because we won't get a good ground general from tavern. But CPO, Epimonandus, these are the two there is a guy called Carus, Carus. He is the third best mounted generals. So other than that, if you want a sorry, I'm talking about ground. So other than those three guys, if you want any ground general from the tavern for recruiting by recruiting and spending, I think his name is Yufei. Let me see. Yeah. So this guy, he may show up in the tavern while refreshing. Yufei is the guy you can get. But I suggest every time we do PvP, go for ranged. Always use ranged general and ranged troops more to do more PvP because everybody has mounted troops in their keep to kill monsters. So you guys know, I think so. Let me explain again. So what happens is ranged troops kill mounted troops kills ground troop kills ranged troops. It's a circle. So as we know, most of or you and me and everybody has mounted troops more because we want to kill monsters. So we need more mounted troops because mounted troops has the highest attack power. So if we are doing PvP, if you don't know what are the troops enemy has, I suggest send your best ranged general and all of your ranged troops first while you doing your preset ranged troops first, and next will be mounted, and next will be ground. It will be the preset when if you guys want, or whenever I talk about presets, I'll explain you how the ratios are, or how many troops you have to send outside, stuff like that. But whenever I suggest, whenever you do PvP, send your ranged general and ranged troops first on the first attack if you don't know what the enemy has, instead of using mounted troops or mounted general you have. So, okay, so mounted is done, ranged is done, ground is done. UV is the guy you can get from tavern, and the rest of the guys either from general chest or buying packages. First is for ground, first is CPO, second is Epimanandal, third is Karas, fourth is UFE, fifth, no, those are the four. So whenever I say PvP, I already said we will use ranged general first or ranged attack first. That's why concentrate more on ranged general if you are more PvP oriented. If you only like if you are more like oh, I want to attack and have fun, then use ranged general. Concentrate more on ranged general. Ranged troops and ranged general. So if you want like okay, I'll only build and I will only have fun by killing monsters and building, then go for mounted troops and mounted general and do not drop your bubble. So these are the three types. Other than that, I talked about the growth generals, and now I'm gonna talk about resource gathering or gathering generals. The best general you can get in the Avani is Jindiok, Queen Jindiok. You can get her from Traven level 24 and above. You can get her for 21 million gold, and you can see my screen. She's the one, and when you get her, cultivate her, but cultivate her only. So whenever I say cultivate, I only use gems for the cultivation, and always I do 10 times. Like you can see my screen, for cultivation, I am gonna spend 560. When you click on that 10 times cultivation, you can select which attribute you can cultivate or increase. Always for the generals who are only for gathering, cultivate only politics. Why? Because when you click on cultivate, you can see four attributes, like the attributes leadership, attack, defense, and politics. When you go detailed increases in each and every sub attribute in that particular attribute, like in the leadership, you have three different sub attributes, like subordinate city training will increase when you leadership increase, stuff like that. And attack, troop attack, defense, troop defense. And when you come to politics, you can see subordinate city construction speed, subordinate city gold production, and it says their resource gathering speed. For resource gathering generals, you only need politics increase. The rest, attack, defense, and leadership, you don't need them. So always cultivate only. When you do cultivate, click on 10 times cultivate. Go when you cultivate, before you cultivate, select the politics increase and uncheck the total increase and keep on cultivating. So when you cultivate like this, only the politics will increase. And the green color, when you can see the green color number 499, when you cultivate, that is the cultivation points increase. Whenever you cultivate, it can go up to 300 when you do only the gold cultivation, not the 10 times. When you click on cultivate, there is a gold cultivate. When you keep on cultivating, it is random and it will increase and decrease. We cannot select. But the soft cap for gold cultivation is up to 300 points for that cultivation points. But when you use gems, it can go up to 500. So I personally prefer 10 times cultivation so that I can select which one to increase and stuff like that, or total increase. So for generals who are going out for gathering, I only use politics cultivation because that increases my resource gathering speed. Yeah, everything, 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 everything. So because when you see in the leadership, you need mark speed here and troop HP. In the attack, you need total attack. In the defense, you need total defense. When it comes to politics, the for the fighting generals, you need troop death to wounded. That will decrease your death count, troop death count. So we need all four to be maxed. When you do, that is nothing but let me show you my maxed out general. Cultivate. So you can see, yeah, he can still get 4 points, but it's very hard. The rest three in the leadership, it says 496. The green thing, can everybody see? So the attack it is 501, defense 499, politics 502. So the other things you can see in the white 700, 642, 662, 646, that can be only increased by leveling up your general or giving them stars. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So this is the way you. Okay, let's just say I'm gonna show you of okay, if I'm gonna attack with a Caesar, how much mounted troop buff, because he's a mounted general, am I right? So how much mounted troop buff I can get? How to calculate it? So 40 here it says increase mounted troop attack by 45% when general is leading the army to attack monsters. Increase ground troop and mounted troops attack by 15 when he brings any dragon. So 45, I do have a dragon, I give him a dragon, and 15. Now it is 60. Am I right? And I gave him some mounted troop attack skill book, 25. So 85. Am I right? And when you come to cultivation and click on the cultivation here, attack total troop attack 85 plus 138.6, 200 something. It's done. So from if you use Caesar, you will get 200 something plus buffs to mounted troops, excluding the research you have done and individual mounted troop attack. So let's just say when you come to research, click on the research and go for military and see here how much mounted troop buff research you have done. Let's just say here single mounted troop attack plus 200. Why it says 200? Because when you come to, yeah, that is percentage. Pardon. So yeah, you are saying someone else is talking. Yes. No. But if you, I'm just showing if you need an idea. So this is how we do it, the total calculation. So it says plus 200 over there. Yeah. So it's just like that. But yeah, if we go detailing, we can calculate and you will get perfect. It will match up with your battle report when we do it. But it's too much of math. Because when you click on, yeah, no math. Yeah. Yeah. So it's just like that. Yeah. Yes. Pardon? Yeah. So it's just like that. There is no one here. So yeah, attributes. Yeah, I'm just saying when we go to like every general for fighting generals, always everything increase. For subsidy generals, I'm gonna tell everything increase, and for PvP generals and every fighting general, everything increase. For generals who are duty officers, when it says particularly duty officer, you can stick with only those attributes which make them senior, junior, or medium, or stuff like that. I'm going to show you in a bit, but right now we are talking about generals, resource gathering generals. The best is Queen Jindiok, second best is again Constance, and the third, fourth are I think Belisarius, he will get 10% or 5% more resources. You can place him in third. If it is, yeah, I only suggest either Constance or Queen Jindiok. The rest, guys, you can sell them. Attila, until you train more troops, you can use him by do not spend anything because he has 75% troop load increase. Yeah, you can use him as a temporary guy, but I suggest only Jindiok and Constance. So one more thing when I'm talking about resource gathering generals, I the gear you can give to resource gathering general is limited. a champion helmet, champion leg armor, champion armor, and champion boots. These why I am saying I suggest only crafting dragon equipment and above, but it's gonna take time and you need at least one set of champion gear to put on your resource gathering generals because it will increase the gathering speed and resources you will get for each equipment you add you will get 10%. Like I have 5 whole set I will get plus 50% of general this thing. So why I am saying that, because when you see my report, gathering report, right now for I am getting 8.7. Queen Jindyok is giving me 2.1 million more, and I'm getting 6.6 million from a level 15 uh, sawmill. So usually you will get sawmill or anything level 15 resource tile. How much it is giving? 4.5 million, I think so, or 4.2 million. Let me see. Where is it? Level 15 resource tile. Oh, this is how I check for my, yeah, yeah, 4.2 million. So actually, I should get only 4.2 million when I go to a tile and complete it fully. Instead of 4.2 million, I'm getting 8.7 million because of that gear, Queen Jindyok, and my little bit of my research too. So those are resource gathering generals. So I talked about PvP, monster killing generals, resource gathering generals, and growth generals. And the last one I'm gonna talk about is duty officers. So for the keep, we have Menshikov. So I told while cultivating duty officers, you should check for what attributes you need. For let's just say for the keep, it says politics and leadership should be having 500 and 450. So concentrate only on politics and leadership for the keep officer. Like Menshikov is a keep officer because he has buffs. Let me show you. He is the Menshikov. He has buff. He's saying when the general is keep officer, the construction speed in the city will increase by 20%. No skill books, no gear on duty officers. It's waste. And it says so for leadership and politics. I do cultivation, I click on 10 times cultivate and I click on leadership and politics, and then I keep on cultivating. You can see my Menshikov's politics and leadership are already maxed pretty much 498 politics and 501 leadership. Just like that. Let's just say keep is done. When I come to Tra Factory. Tra Factory, there is also a special general for Tra Factory. His name is Askia Mohammed. When you click on the Tra Factory, it says defense and attack. Duty requirements, when you check on that, you can see defense and attack. So I only cultivate him for defense and attack only. The rest I don't care. So those are duty generals. Whenever you see a duty general or when you click on any general and their first primary buff skill book, which is already default one, then you can say just like Menshikov, it says when it says keep officer. For barracks officer, he is Abedi Al Rahman. It says increase ground troops attack defense HP by 5% and ground troops training speed by 20% when the general is barracks officer. Every pretty much, I don't think so. Warehouse doesn't have any officer. Warehouse and market they don't have any officers. The rest, every building has a particular officer which will give buffs and speeds. That's for generals, I think so. So I covered pretty much every general and every type of general. Next topic, which oh yeah, wall generals. Sorry. Wall generals. The best wall general you can get is Joseph E. Johnston. He is the guy. Oh, we do have a subsidy generals too. Joseph E. Johnston is the best wall general you can get. The second best general or the general which I suggest getting from Taiwan until you get this guy is Trang Hang Dao. You can get him for 30 million or something. Don't spend any, until you are K30 and above. Do not spend anything on any wall general, even if you get Joseph E. Johnston, because you need to have power to defend. Like if a K32 guy shows up, even if you have Joseph E. Johnston on your wall, you have less low tier troops. If he sends 1 million and above troops of higher tiers, then whoever you have, it's gonna be like a disaster anyway. So if you are K30 and above, then only you start investing on your wall general. The best you can get is Joseph E. Johnston. The second best or the second general you can get without spending any money is Trang Hang Dao. Let me show. Yeah, he's the guy, Tran Hang Dao. He's the best general you can get from Taiwan by refreshing and by gold. And the third is subsidy general. Every general who has a debuff, like reduces enemy attack, reduces enemy HP, or reduces enemy troops defense, is a subsidy general. The best subsidy generals you can get from Taiwan are 6C, CIXI, and Andrew Jackson. Only from refreshing the Taiwan and by using gold. Other than that, the best generals you can get from packages and general chests and stuff like that are Harold, Arminus, Baldwin, and there is a new guy from the Arctic Barbarian Nar, GNARR. He's also best subsidy general, and Jester. You can get him from packages when you buy only on April 1st. These are the best subsidy generals you can get in Evening. So for defense generals, fighting generals, monster generals, and subsidy generals, when you cultivate them, it is always everything increase. For gathering generals, only politics. For duty officers, always check their stats which you need to increase in that particular building section, and then use the jumps to cultivate only those stats. Now the general topic is completed. I think so. Any questions? No questions?
I have a question. Starting off, what is the best way besides going to the mining to come across things? Is that the only good way to come across things is just to mine for 'em?
Pardon, your voice is little bit muffled at the end. You said best way for mining, you said?
That to get gems,
To get to
yes,
get
to get gems,
Jindiok,
yes.
gems. Okay. Ah, gems mining, I myself never go for gems mining because it's gonna take too much of time.
Right.
No. No, they don't send for gems because it's gonna take a day or two for like 1500 gems. Instead of that, I suggest sending for relics. We'll get off like 200 to 500 gems from the relic in that particular 1 day or 2 days, excluding like you get lots of other stuff like the slates and hammers. You get food and every other different type of resources or the things which will be useful rather than sending to gems mine. I suggest, or I myself never went single, not even a single gem. I got it from a gems mine right now.
So you
All you have to do
it's
is
basically a
participate in
model.
all the events. Yeah, participate in all the events, just like BOC, and what you call World Boss rallies, and what you call the undead event. From there, you will get enough gems. Those are more than enough. If you do those, it will be enough. Like I know nothing is enough in Avani, but I suggest rather than sending to a gems mine, I would send my troops for relic exploration.
I, I'm not sure if I heard all the free range generals' names.
Free ranged general is only one. I suggest is Jumong, Jumong. You can get it from tab and by refreshing.
I saw that one. Yep. Okay. I was
So,
surprised. I was
yep,
surprised Minamoto's not on your list anywhere.
I told Minamoto as a fourth general, you can get only from buying packages or general chest.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you.
Actually, in terms of pure attack power, Minamoto has highest attack power. But the problem is we need everything in PvP. Like little bit of defense, little bit of HP. So I choose either Simeon or Electra than Minamoto.
Very cool. Thank you.
Yeah. I personally, if you ask me, even if you ask me, oh, whom would you choose, Simeon or Electra? When it comes to that, I go for Electra because Electra do have little bit of attack power increase for mounted. That ranged kill mounted, and if we are
Uh-huh.
sending mounted and mounted, mounted has more attack power. So we can send range to kill mounted and mounted to kill rest of the guys or ground troops. We can send mounted and ranged together, so it will be a disaster for enemies. So I would choose Electra rather than Simeon when it comes to top general.
Very interesting. Thank you.
No problem. Anything else?
Can I ask a question based on something you said earlier that's not
Yeah.
to do with generals?
So here, if you don't ask, no, I'm just saying, ask as much questions as possible. If you don't ask, you won't get anything. I mean, like if you ask question, just now I gave you a little bit more information, depth information. This is what I'm trying to say. Don't ask questions, then I'll keep continuing. If you ask questions, I'll go deeper. I'll explain it much better. Yeah,
Gotcha.
go on. Yeah. Yeah, do not invest on anybody. Even if you are investing, I told you, first invest on Cleopatra, next, the Babers or Theodora. Because these one of these guys which you are investing, we use them as a temporary, or the guy which we will rotate. Just like I had Cleopatra. I invested on her, and her stats was maxed out. Because I didn't get any good general for maybe a month or so. So I used her as a keep officer whenever I did construction. I used her as a research officer because I don't have any others. So if you are investing on one person, you can use that particular general as a duty officer, rotate everywhere, so that even that investment won't go waste. I should charge you for that. It's okay. It's okay, no problem. Just upload it. No problem. No problem. Don't
Great.
worry about anything. And someone said something they want to ask me regarding generals, Posam or somebody. Yep,
You,
go
you
on.
said you said something after a range attack you would send a mounted attack. We've always learned to send ground after a range attack. Any
Mm, so the thing is, if you don't have a good ground general, what is the point in sending them? This is what I'm trying to. So if you have a good ground general, first at let's just say you said grounds to kill mounted. Am I right?
ranged to kill mounted.
Sorry. You said you send ground to kill ranged. Am I right? So the
Yes.
problem is if you have a good enough ground general, at least with I suggest 3 million power, it's not worth
Mm.
it. I for sure know that we do have a good mounted general. Am I right? For now, that is your like primary goal before even like an I said or when you are not doing any PvP, you do have a ground mounted general which you have already invested, just like Cleopatra or the guy or whoever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
You do have lots of mounted troops.
I'm that.
Until, and I'm just saying, until you are like a K35 and above, and you are doing you are hitting like a 1 billion or around 700 to 1 billion power, we never send a second attack. Our first attack will be our attack, and that's it done.
Yes.
We will be getting away from there. So for pardon, why? So when it comes to SCS, you need speed, just port, hit, and go port again. Why? Again, same question. Why I have to port, hit, and port again? Am I right? Is that your question, or I'm asking for myself? Explain it, elaborate it. Yeah. So why that? Because when you hit and stay over there, if you are not ghosting your all four marchers or five marchers right away, you are done. Am I right? Yeah. So port, hit, port again. Port, hit, port again. So when you pardon,
Hi. Yeah.
finally. So this is what I'm trying to say. If you cannot ghost your troops fast enough, fast enough, or if you are like a troops heavy keep, or what we call a tank, port, hit, port again. You just port beside the enemy, hit them, and get away from there. So where is the chance for having second hit? This is what I am trying to say. So when you are like 1 billion power, you cannot, ghost all your troops. Then you will be doing those kind of stuff, attacking again and again until your enemy is like your total troops of enemy are either in hospital or dead. Okay. So when we came to this, let me suggest you one more thing. I suggest from T1 to T10. When I say T1 is tier 1, from tier 1 or level 1 to level 10 troops, not more than 5k. Not more than 5k troops you can train. From T1 to T12, not more than 50k. From T10 to T12, T10, T11, T12, not more than 50k. When it comes to T13, go for up to 500k troops training. Why? Again, why I should do that? So the thing is, you are spending lots of resources on troops and the security. Just like if you get by chance, if you get hit, all of the troops will be dead. I know it's very hard, but try to stick with those numbers and level up as soon as possible up to K27 to get T10s. When you can go for up to 50k, 70k, 80k, up to 100k for T12s, but I suggest these numbers to be on safe side and get use those resources for keep upgrade rather than troop training.
Yeah, could you repeat the amounts and the tiers? Like,
T1 to T10, T1 to T10, 5k.
T9, right?
Yeah, T9. Sorry,
Yeah.
T9. T10, T11, T12, 50k. Not more than 50k.
Okay.
Yeah.
T13,
So yeah, T13 go for 500k minimum.
500.
So like this, when I did myself like this, same thing. I even have 5k of each troop from T1 to T9. I think so.
Mm.
Let's see. Yep, you can see my screen, everybody. So from T1, you can see 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, 8, even 9 I have 5,000. Even I say from T10, I have T10 mounted 50, T10 ranged 20,000, T10 ground 20,000. From T11, 50, 50,000 mounted, 60,000 archers, 50,000 ground. T12, 100,000, 100,000, 100,000. Because my T13s are already 100,000, that's why. And above, when you are K35, you should have 100,000 of each troops from T1 to T13 minimum. These T2 up to T12, we use them those 100,000 each. From T1 to T12, use them as layers, and T13s, the rest of the troops for as the main hitting troops. Uh, when you are K35 or K34, you should have 100k from T1 to T12
Mhm.
and T13s, yeah, of all types.
Oh,
I'm just saying it is K34 and K35 thing, not like now. Yeah, I'm starting from basic and I'm going all the way back to K35. When I'm just talking about everything. Yep, go on. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So ghosting, it depends. When you are doing BOC, it's a different preset, BOG different preset, and SVS different. When it comes to SVS, let's just say we only do SVS, okay? So when it comes to SVS, your primary preset should be ranged, I said every time when I say PvP, when you are doing PvP, am I right? So that range preset should be according to some ratios, as I told you. And once that preset is done, there should be one backup for like if you are like if you have a good ground general, you do second preset as ground. The rest three presets as layers to just yes. Either, either you
And
should be
well,
using
he know
like
the answer, and I was trying to explain it. It's not easy explaining. I was trying to
so
recall the answer at the same time.
why layers? Am I right? Why layers? You should ask me that. You never asked me actually. Why layers? You said, "Yo, I may use where, when, how." These are should be your questions. I'm asking myself
Yeah,
right now.
those should be your
Uh,
questions, lady. And I'm about to do I'm about to do that question. But could you go quick on it? I know there's a best ratio for doing so,
so you guys
and
are
I may
doing
probably
BOC
ask
and
you
BOG.
again.
Am I right?
So
It's okay.
you're not gonna
So
say
you guys,
for me asking you.
yeah, I'm gonna say it very quickly. I'm gonna be a little bit faster because people has to go to jobs. So let's just say, okay, two presets. Let's just say we did for PvP, one ground and one ranged. Okay. So
Okay.
let's just say you do have three more matches. Three more matches. You layer them equally, divide them equally in three. So when you done your presets for one and two, the count or rest of the troops you have and divide them by three, okay, and
Okay.
put them in three different markers. And when you are doing BOG and BOC, use them use them as a reinforce for the buildings. Okay. When it comes to PvP, ghost them, keep them, and use them as a reinforce for your alliance member when they require. Or if someone is doing a big rally, send those layers in that rally so that it will be helpful for them to reduce their number of wounded. You do rallies to kill enemies in even in the PvP. You guys know that. Send those layers or that particular layers you are keeping for the 3 months. Send one of that march in that rally so that it will be helpful for your the guy who or the member who is rallying against that enemy, like that. Okay. So yeah, it's okay. Happens. I do had lots of arguments with lots of any questions or anything. Or should we stop it here and do another session someday so that you guys can have peaceful work environment?
I gotta
Alexa,
go,
stop.
but if you Alpha, I appreciate everything. It's been really helpful.
No problem. No problem. Any questions? Post them in the Discord. I'll give a reply as soon as possible.
Thank you.
Anybody? Any questions? I'm here. I'm still here. I'm not
I,
going.
I have a question, but it's nothing to
Yep.
do with what you just said. It kind of has something to do with what you said. So layers,
No problem.
when you're
Yeah.
sending a PvP march, I
Mhm.
was always told to send layers,
Yes.
and a friend of mine keeps telling me to use bombs,
Mhm.
like to send archers, and don't send and
Mhm.
like archer layers, and don't send any other troops. Is there any validity to that?
We do only siege bombs on subsidies because subsidies, the new NPC subsidy, or if you are taking a new subsidy, or if you are leveling up your general using a subsidy, then only we send siege bombs. Other than that, we never use bombs.
You always send layers of everything.
Everything.
Okay, thank you.
Why? If your question should be why I shouldn't send bombs. All right. Ask
I don't
me.
think you
Hit
should
me with
send bombs.
everything. Why Alpha? Why you are saying do not send bombs? Eh? So the thing is, your enemy has let's just say you are sending one bomb, range bomb. Your enemy has wide variety of troops. It's just like think it as a real time war. You have only archers. You are sending only archers for attacking enemy troops. Enemy troops has archers, siege, ground, and cavalries. Imagine it. And you are sending only archers. So archers kill mounted. Who will kill ground? Who will kill neutralize their archers? Who will neutralize their siege?
You're preaching to the
Who?
choir. How do you prove that PvP marches are better than um, bombs?
So that's what it is. Proof is like if you are lucky, if their troop tires are 2 levels below yours, then you may win. But it will hurt you in the sense your troops, you will get more wounded troops if you are sending bombs.
Gotcha.
But if you have same tier troops of the enemy, you are done for good. Let's just say I'm sending T13s all archers and the enemy has T12. Let's just say T12 and below everything. He has like 10,000 of each. I'm sending 50,000, or not, like, let's just say 200,000 to 300,000 only archers. Still, I will lose even if I am having T13 and those guys having only T12s and below, but he has all types of layers. Why? Because I have to fight through T1 to T12 each and every type of troop. In that, there are ground troops. Even if they are level 1, they will hurt some of my T13 archers too.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get wounded from, I have to go all the way from T1 to T12 with those only 300. And I have only archers. What about the ground troops who are coming at that archers? What about the mounted troops? Not everyone will be killed. They will be like, you just think like a real time scenario. That's why no bombs. So why bombs on NPC subsidies? Because when you send layers on subsidies, they will get killed. That's one way of everybody doing stuff to us to spend us more, or train more troops. Yeah, there is no logic for some of the stuff you see in Evening. Yes, only see. speech only. Yeah, it is brand new and NPC, not the already one like occupied. Yes, it's a regular PvP. You have to send layers. If it is attached, then main city troops will send reinforcement to that particular sub city. So always use layers when you are attacking. First attack should be layers. The rest whatever you want. Because with that first attack, what happens is most of the reinforcement will be either wounded or dead or stuff like that. Until or unless you are hitting a big guy with 500 million power. You can see the report. On the first report, you can see how many wounded or how many survived. If you see survived, then hit it with layer again. If you see all wounded, then go for even a single troop. You can get it for send a single troop 9 times. You can get it. Get that subsidy when it is yeah. Oh, I don't know that until now.
Thank you so much.
Mhm. Yeah. Any more questions? I'll be still here like how much? 7 minutes, something like that. If you are more interested, I'll stay more time. If you ask me more questions, but let's just stick with 7 minutes now. Come on, hit me with your questions. Anything.